Hey, what's up YouTube? This is AppSoldier800 here, coming at you guys today with a new Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile. And today's profile is going to be an update on my Cyber-Machina Gears deck. For those of you that haven't seen my previous two deck profiles on this particular deck, I suggest you go and check those out. And you can do that either before you watch this video or after the video. But I'll leave links to those two files in the description bar below, as well as somewhere in annotations on the screen. But anyways, I'm going to give you guys an update on where this deck is at for the current format, my Cyber-Machina Gears. Because with all the new stuff that just got released in the new challengers, as well as the previous set, Duelist Alliance, I figured it's high time to revamp the deck and get it, have it pretty much ready to deal with the rest of this format with whatever it has to offer, such as the new Cleafort deck and the currently roaming of Telenites, Burning Abyss, and Shaddolls. Alright, but before I officially get started, I do want to say that I did upload this deck profile late last night, early this morning, but something was screwed up during the recording of that video. I didn't notice it until I had finished the upload onto YouTube, but as soon as I saw the problem, I basically just took it down, and right now I'm and said to myself, I'll just film it in the morning. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. This is basically refilming of what was already on earlier, but I took it down, and now I'm refilming it. Alright, but anyways, this is my Cyber-Machina Gears deck update. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me know at the end of the video what you guys think of the deck. Any recommendations to improve this deck are more than welcome. And also subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. And without further delay, let's just get straight into the deck profile. So this is my Cyber-Machina Gears deck. The basic premise or the basic strategy of this particular deck is a machine beatdown deck where the goal is to eliminate my opponent as fast as possible in terms of eliminating their life points as fast as possible. So, which is pretty generic for any beatdown strategy, and for my deck alone, it's no different. It's basically, this deck alone has been a strategy. The kind of strategy that I have created and somewhat perfected for. It's going on for about maybe 4 years since I first thought up this deck strategy. But besides that, it's been a long time coming, and the current stage that it's at right now, I am really happy with the results. And let's just get straight into the deck, and I'll explain some card choices along the way. Alright, for starters, we have 3 Malefic Cyber End Dragons. The big boss monster of the deck. He's 4,000 level 10 machine. He's a really awesome card in the deck, and in the sense that he's able to run over pretty much anything this format has to offer. Against Shaddolls, it's able to run over Winda with no problem, unless my opponent uses some kind of back row to stall out Malefic Cyber End. This deck does struggle against Construct a little bit, but that's not too much of a problem. Against Burning Abyss, not too much of a problem. Telenites, a little bit of a problem, because they'll sometimes instantly destroy the field spell or skill drain to keep this card from coming onto the field. Aside from that, Malefic Cyber End, really awesome card overall. It's able to run over the new Cleaforts, at least their big behemoth Cleafort towers, because with that card's effect, it depletes every monster's attack by 500 points, at least the opposing monster's attack by 500 points. Not sure if that's special summon or a generic effect against the opponent, but besides that, Malefic Cyber End is able to run over Cleafort towers without any problem. And also, it being a level 10 machine, it's an easy discard fodder for Machina Fortress, which I'll get to right away. For our Machina portion of the deck, we have Machina Fortress, triple Machina Fortress, triple Gearframe, and double Machina Cannons. I'm proxying these right now, but I will get them eventually. But for the Machina portion, Machina Fortress, basic level 7 monster that basically keeps coming back over and over and over again, as long as you have the resources to keep him from coming back. You discard up to level 8 machines in order to special summon Fortress from the hand or graveyard. And if you discard Fortress along with another machine, say Gearframe or any of the other machines in the deck, you can special summon Fortress, still special summon that discarded Fortress from the graveyard. Gearframe, basically the search power of the deck in the monster lineup, searches out your Fortress, searches out your Cannon, helps protect your monsters with its union effect for a single destruction, and 1800 is pretty high for a level 4 monster, so that's also really awesome in Gearframe stats. And Machina Cannon, level 8 machine, 0 attack, 2200 defense. Its effect is you're able to special summon this card from your hand by discarding any number of machines from your hand besides Cannon to special summon him to the field from your hand. So, and he gains 800 attack for each machine you discard to special summon him. So that's really helpful for rank 8 plays when you have the opportunity to make a rank 8. It being level 8, another easy discard fodder for Machina Fortress, and easily searched from the deck with Gearframe and or Pot of Duality and or Trade-in. Also with Trade-in, really easy to use if you don't need this card at your disposal at the time. So that's it for the Machina portion of the deck. For the Ancient Gear portion, for one half of it, 2 Ancient Gear Gadjiltron Dragons. Probably the better of all of the Ancient Gear monsters, even though it doesn't have any additional effects. Even though it does, but you only get those by tribute summoning him off of any of the gadgets, such as green, red, and yellow gadget. But Ancient Gear Gadjiltron Dragon, really nice 3000 attack monster, level 8, easy discard fodder for Machina Fortress. And like all of the other Ancient Gear monsters of the Ancient Gear archetype, whenever this card attacks, no special traps can be activated until the end of the damage step. So Gadjiltron's really awesome in that aspect alone. And under skill drain, just a 3000 wall that you can deal with. And against Cleaforts, if Cleafort Towers isn't on the field, but then comes onto the field after this card's summoned, they'll basically just trade off with one another. And also with one of the field spells in the deck, Gadjiltron Dragon, Cyber End, and a little bit of Machina Fortress are able to deal with Cleafort Towers. And other decks throughout this format, Gadjiltron Dragon is really awesome overall. That's it for the Cyber-Machina Gears portion of the deck. Onto the rest of the monster lineup. Proxying these as well. Triple Cardcar Ds. Really helpful in the early to mid game, but it kind of sucks a little bit in the late game. You just normal summon this first at the start of your main phase 1, use its effect, and you basically get two cards off of it by drawing 2 cards. So it's really helpful in the early to mid game. I run skill drain in this deck, and if I run into Cleaforts, which I'm sure will run a maximum of skill drain in their builds anyways, Cardcar D is unaffected by skill drain because his effect pretty much just activates in the graveyard, and his on-field tribute is basically a cost. Unless this card gets effect valored, then that's a different story. But besides that, Cardcar D really awesome in this deck, and also it's a machine type, so it also helps really well with summoning Fortress if you need to summon Fortress out, and if you don't need Cardcar D. That's another thing for Cardcar D. You don't want to special summon before you normal summon this card, because otherwise you won't be able to use Cardcar D's effect. But besides that, Cardcar D really helpful in the deck. And then for one-of monsters, we have Redox and Malefic Stardust Dragon. Redox, pretty self-explanatory. This entire deck is Earth-based, so it's really helpful in the sense that I can summon it and help my rank 7 Xyz plays. Discard this and another Earth attribute to special summon Gadjiltron Dragon, Machina Fortress, Gearframe, and even Redox itself. Malefic Stardust Dragon to go with the level 8 portion of the deck. Helps with my rank 8 Xyz plays, helps with my trade-in plays, and helps with my Redox plays if I feel I don't need Malefic Stardust at all, because I can just use Redox's effect, banish Stardust, and another Earth attribute to special summon Redox if I don't need Stardust at the moment. But Malefic Stardust really helps in the deck in the long run, and Redox as well, really awesome in this deck. That's it for the monsters. Onto the spells. For 1-0s, we have Limiter Removal, Raigeki, and Soul Charge, proxying this until I can get it. Limiter Removal, really self-explanatory, doubles all of your machines' attack power, but destroys them at the end of the turn. And if you're smart, you're really not going to be hindered by that downside of Limiter Removal at all, because Limiter Removal just wins you games no matter what. Raigeki, really awesome, wins you games as well. Clear your opponent's board presence of monsters. If you're not that worried about the Shaddolls or Burning Abyss monsters activating in the grave, then this card's really helpful in those matchups. So glad this card came back. And Soul Charge, because who doesn't like lots of monsters? That's it for the singles of generic spells. For field spells, we have Seal of Orichalcos and Triple Geartown. Triple Geartown, really self-explanatory. Both players are able to summon Ancient Gear monsters with 1 less tribute, and when this is destroyed, you get to special summon any Ancient Gear monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Seal of Orichalcos boosts the attack of all of your monsters by 500. If you activate this while you have special summon monsters out, all of your monsters will get destroyed, unless you have some of your machines equipped with Machina Gearframe, or if you go into an Xyz summon after you do all your Xyz summon of Divine Dragonite Felgran, for example. Other than that, I feel that Seal of Orichalcos is the MVP of the deck, mainly because with the new deck that has been released, Cleforths, if you have this out and you summon your Malefic Cyber End or your Gadjiltron Dragon or even your Fortress against Cleforths, against Clefort Towers, this plus any of your other monsters, Clefort Towers' effect is somewhat null and void, because this pretty much just cancels out his minus 500 effect. So in other words, if you special summon Fortress against Clefort Towers, Fortress would go down to 2,000, but with Seal of Orichalcos, he'll stay at 2,500. And Malefic Cyber End Dragon and Gadjiltron Dragon, pretty much the same story for that card. But Seal of Orichalcos is really helpful in this deck. And also with Gearframe, if you just have this out and you know summon Gearframe against Shaddolls, Gearframe's able to run over Winda all by itself, because this plus Seal of Orichalcos, 2,300, 100 higher than Winda. So that's it for the field spell portion of the deck. Rest of the spell lineup: triple MST, generic spell, back row removal, get rid of that pesky Vanity's Emptiness, double trade-in, and double Pot of Duality, generic consistency for any deck that can run it. Trade-in to get rid of any dead level 8s that I'm unable to use at the moment. It really helps get to my pieces quicker along with Cardcar D. That's it for the spells, and then for the traps, really generic trap lineup, but it really helps in the deck overall. 1 Bottomless, 1 Compulse, 1 Full House, and 1 Solemn Warning. Bottomless, Compulse, and Solemn Warning, self-explanatory. Full House helps me with my Geartowns. It helps with the new field spell rules introduced earlier this year. It helps activate my Geartown's effect if I need a way to activate its special summon effect. Also, you just basically just target Geartown, an opposing Vanity's Emptiness, and 3 other set spell and traps, preferably on your opponent's side of the field, and destroy all those targets. Then for multiples in the trap lineup, we have double D Prison and double Skill Drain to round out the trap lineup. That's it for the main deck, 40 cards in all. Onto the extra deck, we have 3 Cyber Dragons and 1 Stardust Dragon. These to go with the Malefic monsters. For ranked 4s, you can use any ranked 4s you want, but these are just the ranked 4s that I have on hand. Abyss Dweller, Gagaga Cowboy, Gear Gigant X, Maestroke, Blackship of Corn, and Photon Papal Operative. For rank 7s, we have Guy, Dragon, Thunder Charger, and Big Eye, number 11 Big Eye. And then for rank 8s, my 1 proxy is Alcide Sylvan High Protector, Divine Dragonite Felgrand, and number 107 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. Outside Sylvan High Protector, his effect is you declare a card name, excavate the top card of your deck. If it's the card you called, you add it to your hand, otherwise it's sent to the graveyard. His material effect is if a card is sent from your deck to the graveyard by a card effect, you detach a material, select 1 card on the field, and you can choose to place it either on the top or the bottom of the deck. So you can select pretty much any card on the field you choose to return to the deck, preferably one of your opponent's cards if you can. And that's pretty much it for the extra deck. Onto the side deck, we have 1 Des Wombat. This card is purely in the side deck for the burn deck matchups that I come across, such as Chain Burn, Stall Burn, whatever kind of burn deck I run into. This card is coming in every single time. This card, along with these two Fossil Dynas, these 3 cards will pretty much help me win against burn matchups, because Des Wombat, his effect is any effect damage that is activated will be reduced to 0, and with Fossil Dyna, it prevents any monsters from being special summoned. I would run Vanity's Emptiness, but I really don't want to jump on the bandwagon just because of how popular that card is for this format. Plus, to me, it's going to get hit by the next ban list in January, so I'd rather not run Vanity's Emptiness. But Fossil Dyna really helps against special summon heavy decks. Helps a little bit against Cleave Force to stop their pendulum summons from going off. But if Skill Drain's out, or if this is negated for a turn, that's somewhat null and void. But it's really good against special summon heavy decks. Under the Seal of Orichalcos goes up to 1700. And this plus Dust Wombat against burn decks stop the effect damage and stop your opponent from summoning Lava Golem and or Battle Fader. And then I'm running 2 Effect Veilers from the original profile. I was pulling the rug, but I decided to just take those out and place in double Effect Veiler instead. And 2 Maxi. For the spells, we got double D Fusion for the Shadol matchup. The 3rd Skill Drain added effect negation against decks that rely heavily on their effects, such as Shadols for their on-field effects, other decks such as Satellinites, and anything else you can think of, sometimes against Madolche, and the 1 Soul Drain against graveyard reliant effects such as Shadal, Burning Abyss, a little bit of Cleave Force because their tribute off effects is somewhat the same as Heretics. Double Fairy Wind to deal with Cleave Force, mostly to disrupt their pendulum scales and to disrupt any other face-up cards that are on the field, as well as burn my opponent as well. And 2 Stygian Durg to round out the side deck. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's deck profile. Let me know in the comments what you think of this current build of my Cyber-Machina Gears. Any changes and recommendations are more than welcome. I will have the entire deck list down in the description bar below, as well as any of the proxy cards that you guys want to see images of. I will leave links to those cards as well in the description. But besides that, hope you guys enjoyed today's updated profile, and that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching.